Hi, and welcome back to Focal Point AFR Talk. Brian Fisher is my name. I couldn't believe the story when I read it, but it gives you a window of insight into just how dismal the so-called Obama recovery has been. This is on Sad Hill News. Things are so bad, the economic, quote, recovery, end quote, is so dismal that people are actually renting tires. They don't have enough money to buy tires for their cars, so they are actually renting tires because it's all they can afford. The wonders of the Obama recovery. Now, I want to play a couple of sound bites on this business about the NSA and the scandal surrounding that, because it is actually a pretty phenomenal scandal when you get right down to it. And I got some sound bites that I want to play for you. First of all, let's play two sound bites. This is from March 20th of this year. So what is that? That's less than 3 months ago. That's 2.5 months ago. This is questioning being done by Congressman Hank Johnson from Georgia. He's talking to the director of the NSA, General Keith Alexander. This is March 20, 2012. Now, Congressman Johnson, by the way, is completely extraneous to this. It has absolutely no relevance to what I'm talking about right here. But he's the guy that didn't want us to send any more troops to Guam because he was afraid that we get too many people on one end of the island and it would tip over. And he was serious about that. But anyway, Hank Johnson is asking this guy, General Keith Alexander, about reports that the NSA is intercepting U.S. citizen phone calls and emails. Now, we know that they've been collecting literally hundreds of millions, literally billions of records of phone calls and emails. We know that now. NSA is not denying it. It's been revealed by this whistleblower, this Edward Snowden, who's now hiding out in Hong Kong for his life, afraid the CIA is going to rub him out. Somebody overheard intelligence officials talking about the fact that he needed to be, quote, disappeared, end quote. That was the term they used. It was in the airport at Dulles in Washington, D.C. Now, maybe they were joking. Maybe they were laughing. Or maybe the guy, has got some reason to be concerned. So anyway, here's Hank Johnson. This is 2.5 months ago, asking the director of the NSA whether any of this was going on. Let's listen.
The question is, where are the emails and where is NSA's coverage? I assume by your question that those emails are in the United States.
Correct.
NSA does not have the ability to do that in the United States.
What about if when you say the emails are located, let's make sure we're talking about the same thing, an American emailing another American about Dick Cheney, and does the NSA have capacity to find out who those parties are by monitoring, by the content of their email?
No. In the United States, we would have to go through an FBI process, a warrant, to get that and serve it to somebody to actually get it.
I see, but you do have the capability of doing it.
But not in the United States.
Not without a warrant.
No. We don't have the technical insights in the United States. In other words, you have to have something to intercept or some way of doing that, either by going to a service provider with a warrant, or you have to be collecting in that area. We're not authorized to collect, nor do we have the equipment in the United States to actually collect that kind of information.
So it just is bald-faced lies. We have no ability to do that. We couldn't possibly do that. If somebody's emailing a friend about Dick Cheney, we have absolutely no way to find out who those people are. We don't even have the technical ability to do that in the United States. All of that lies, and I'm assuming this was testimony given by General Keith Alexander under oath. Here is clip number 2. Again, Hank Johnson talking to the director of the NSA less than 3 months ago. Let's listen.
Does the NSA routinely intercept American citizens' emails?
No.
Lie.
Does the NSA intercept Americans' cell phone conversations?
No.
That's a lie.
Google searches?
No.
That's a lie.
Text messages?
No.
Amazon.com orders?
No.
That's a
Bank
lie.
records?
No.
That's a lie.
But to conduct that kind of collection in the United States, it would have to go through a court order, and the court would have to authorize it. We are not authorized to do it, nor do we do it. Well, I think the intent of the posse comitatus and the impacts that we have for collecting in the United States are the same, and the fact is we do not do that in the United States without a warrant.
So he says the NSA doesn't routinely collect emails. We know that's not true. They've got, they can spy on your emails, your videos, your Skype conversations. We know now that they routinely intercept bank records, credit card accounts. We know now that is being done. They monitor telephone communications. They know who you called, when you called them, how long the call lasts. They know who called you and how long those phone calls last. So again, there's just no way to, in my mind, to put any kind of a friendly face on this. This is the director of the NSA lying to Congress about what the NSA was up to. Because we know from this whistleblower, his name is Edward Snowden, and he's hunkered down in a high-priced hotel in Hong Kong, afraid for his life. And he's admitted he's never going to, he's never going to make his way back to the United States. And I got a couple of sound bites. Let's see if we can squeeze one in before the break. This is Edward Snowden explaining why he came forward with this information when he did. Let's listen.
Originally, we saw that focus very narrowly tailored as foreign intelligence gathered overseas. Now, increasingly, we see that it's happening domestically. And to do that, the NSA specifically targets the communications of everyone. It ingests them by default. It collects them in its system, and it filters them, and it analyzes them, and it measures them, and it stores them for periods of time, simply because that's the easiest, most efficient, and most valuable way to achieve these ends. So while they may be intending to target someone associated with a foreign government or someone that they suspect of terrorism, they're collecting your communications to do so. Any analyst at any time can target anyone, any selector anywhere. Where those communications will be picked up depends on the range of the sensor networks and the authorities that that analyst is empowered with. Not all analysts have the ability to target everything, but I, sitting at my desk, certainly have the authorities to wiretap anyone, from you or your accountant to a federal judge to even the president if I had a personal email.
So this is a guy, and again, he sounds credible to me. Again, this is his word. But here's the way to look at this thing. If all of this was fabricated on the part of this guy, then that's what the NSA would be saying. This is just a bunch of lies. It's fabrications. It's made up. It's conjecture. It's imagination. His imagination running away with him. They're not denying a single thing that he's saying. In fact, they are saying he divulged national security secrets. They are admitting that what he is saying is the truth, and they're trying to lock him away for the rest of his life for doing so. Focal Point AFR Talk.